Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And I think that, once you have some success and maybe you're not even in growth mode anymore, I think the principle still remains. Like, you've got to continue to try new things. You've got to continue to grow, because this is the fastest I've ever seen this industry
It's
change.
wild. It's wild.
Right now. It's changing. I'd still say it's not the fastest industry in terms of change, but there is a lot of change, especially, compared to in the past, even the recent past. And we can't get complacent, even if you feel like you've got a solid business right now, or even a solid brand. Like, you've got to continue to make tweaks, make changes, test things, try things, because if not, like, you'll get left behind. And that's what I love about what you guys are doing, is that you're trying a whole bunch of different things.
Yep.
You're really, testing stuff. You're building, and using some sort of creative, marketing, promotion, some creative, service, offerings. I love kind of all that you guys got going on right now.
Thank you.
One of the things that I've gotten pretty consistently from just people I've talked to, or people I've had on the podcast who are building a pickup and delivery business without a laundromat, is that, number one, like, you can do it like relatively cheap. Like, you don't have to put out the $200,000 or whatever for a laundromat to do it. So you can do it relatively inexpensively. But one thing I've heard pretty consistently is it's pretty tough to do, like pretty hard to kind of get started that way. So how have you guys found building from scratch? And have you learned any lessons building from scratch that maybe you can pass along to people who are thinking about doing the same thing?
Of course. Yeah. Got all the tea. I think going back to like some of the stuff we've done before too, like I said, we've owned a couple of different businesses. I think one thing Liz and I do very well is we know how to grow and scale a business. And, so, having that experience prior to this, this being like, what feels like our biggest and best project yet. There's been a lot of experience and a lot of things that we've learned. So, I mean, I encourage people, one, to just take as much information as you can, because especially if you haven't lived that or haven't been through those, trials and tribulations that maybe help you understand how to build a business, like it's hard. Like, it's like you had said, like when you started it's probably why you started the Laundromat Resource, says you were like, you felt like so alone. And like, I always say,
sure.
there's never this stuff. Well, aside from a few books, one I'm reading lately, but like, it's always like it's almost like you can never like read enough. Do you feel like sometimes, or like get enough, or you're in that panic mode where you're like, I don't have time to like, it's like every decision is so like last minute. So call that
just in time learning right there.
Yeah, exactly. or just not in time learning. Yeah. So
just behind learning.
I'll let Liz expand on that, but I think that like my big piece of that, to answer, that first part of that question is I'm not going to lie. Like, I think our experience and things we've been through have helped us kind of kick it off.
Yeah. I mean, I do think it's an industry where a lot of couples work together, or partners, or maybe they go in with friends or whatever. And so I think in terms of like what Bo was saying, like working together, we've had 7 years, but in terms of owning and operating a business in general, like it is not an easy feat. Entrepreneurship is not for everyone. Owning a business is not for everyone. It is not for the weak. I'll tell you that.